We often hear about the consequences of global warming. We hear animals will starve and they'll die, and it's easy to disassociate yourself from it. But one National Geographic photographer saw firsthand the horror that can be inflicted through global warming. So photographer Paul Nicklen and some other filmmakers from a conservation group arrived on Baffin Island in the late summer and came across a very distressing sight. It was of a polar bear that seemed to be nearing death by starvation. We're going to roll the video, but if you are disturbed by those images, I want to warn you about that right now. All right, let's roll it. So the video does go on. You can view the rest of it if you would like to via the National Geographic website. That bear is probably dead by now. And, you know, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but it's a true consequence of what happens when animals no longer have access to their food because their climate, their environment, the place they live, their biome is drastically different. That polar bear was digging through trash cans that are typically used by fishermen to no avail. And Nicklen and the other photographers were saying they were watching this with tears going down their cheeks, but they couldn't do anything about it. Do they have a tranquilizer gun? No. Do they have hundreds of pounds of seal meat? Of course not. And they felt it was just prolonging the inevitable. Yeah, it's obviously super sad, but I think it's important to get those images out there, those videos out there, because it's like, that's a direct effect you can see global warming, where it's like, okay, now this is literally the effects of what we're seeing. You know, if we don't do something about it, like we're just gonna see more of this. Because animals are really tough to because they didn't do anything, right? You know what I mean? We did it.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah, and it's tough to politicize animal suffering because they're innocent. So, yeah.
Well, it's just, I mean, it's easy to divorce yourself mentally from the idea of extinction or death or the consequences to your actions, watching something else suffer because of humanity's choices. But that's what it is, that's real. And Nicklen said that the reason he did sit there and film it is because he didn't want the bear's death to be in vain. He wanted people to see this is what viscerally happens when we do these things. This bear is going to, at that point, going to die. You can see he's so thin, he's scrounging for food. His legs shake, probably due to muscle atrophy. I don't know, or maybe he's just hungry. It's hard to watch, but I think it's important for us to watch.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of effect this has in the public mind share. You know, as if we are gonna eventually move towards doing something or trying to pass legislations that help that, because you know, as we all know right now, we're just doing nothing. Just stalling on this stuff.
Well, I think we're just like separating ourselves mentally from this, and oh, I didn't do that. That's sad, but I didn't do anything to cause this. Meanwhile, let me take more money from the oil lobbies to further their goals instead of what is good for the earth long term and the people and the animals that live on it. Global warming is an existential threat to many animals, including the polar bear, which is not doing so well because of directly our actions. I know it's hard, I know it's not fun to look at, and it's not fun to face the idea that humanity may have wrought this, but I think it's important. Are you struggling with what to get your friends and enemies this holiday season? Look no further, because TYT for the first time is offering 3-month holiday memberships for only $25. You would get access to all of TYT clips, episodes, podcasts, downloads, extras. For this offer, please go to tytnetwork.com/gift and keep the lights on. I'm scared of the dark.